Hey everyone, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a start to a good week. And it's been a rough couple weeks for many. And hopefully you can put things in their proper perspective and start moving forward. I wanted to come and talk for a few minutes and get the video posted. It's been a busy week since the last video. Been out doing recordings with True Speakers for the Truth Seeker series, and I have a couple of them ready to drop, but I'm going to kind of drop them in a sequence to where it's not too many at one time. But I did get the video recorded for the having a Jesus chat with strangers and communicating with our youth are both recorded now with Pastor Kermit McPeak, recorded earlier today, and had great conversations with him. The videos are not 3 hours, but spent about three and a half hours talking with him on the current health of the world today and our nation. So it was a very uplifting video, or a uplifting conversation with him. But I wanted to talk to you about where we are as people in our lives currently, and based on the events that happened over the last couple of weeks with the death of Charlie Kirk and all that we've learned since his passing. We can be angry about it, which is understandable, or we can look at all of the good that Charlie accomplished in 31 years of life and where things were heading to, and hopefully the continuation of his message that was Christ-centered and communicating with individuals who may oppose his view, but hearing them and listening to them and being ready to communicate and, as needed, counter opposing positions. It's not something that you can do on the cuff. It takes some time and study and educating yourself. But the bigger thing here that I wanted to talk about was where you are now that this has happened. The service, memorial service, was conducted yesterday, and where you are today. And you know, it's kind of like a garden, and the crops that are growing that you're dependent upon, and they require your attention, they require your time and effort in tending to the garden and then harvesting the crops. And we need to look at things kind of in that perspective, as to there's a massive garden out there that needs us to work to sow the seeds and help harvest the crop. So many complain about current events and things that are happening around, but they're not willing to step out of their front door to be a part of dealing with it and getting our country back. And we all have different talents and skills, and you need to develop and determine what your skill is and set forth to go out and be a part of the solution in turning things around. And it's not going to be easy. And I think everyone can realize and admit Uh, it's going to take a strong faith effort. And for anyone who's not a person of faith, I ask you, you complain about all the problems that's going on in our country. To this point, who's going to fix them? Who can man turn to that's going to fix these problems? And so much of it is good versus evil, and it's an ideology that opposes those of faith and so forth. And you got to make a decision where you stand at and what it's worth to you. So give that some thought, and I'm hoping to hear your comments and suggestions down below. But we all have to armor up and step out, even if it's going against our past ways. We've got to learn the effective ways with effective tools to go out and deal with the many problems that we face as people and face as a nation. There was something that came up that I observed in the Hope for Survival Signal group chat over the weekend, and it was an important point, and the conversation was in a positive manner, but that's talking about your loved ones. We have covered risk assessment, threat assessment, identifying threats, staying left of bang, and OODA loop, and not crossing that threat line. And we understand that, hopefully, but those who are around us, who are our loved ones, they were not in the training the multiple times we trained on it. And reading that some grandparents were discussing this to help their granddaughter who was in a possible predicament on a college campus. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because kudos to the grandparents, but this is something for everyone, okay? This is something that you need to talk to and share with your loved ones, and that is, it is not life as normal. There are things and threats all around us. There are people around us who, for whatever reason, they may be having a bad day and they become a threat to you, and you may be there in that circumstance. You may be driving, you may be buying groceries, you could be at a shopping mall or just walking down a sidewalk. And you've got to be able to think quick. And these are things you need to talk to your loved ones about as well. If you've got a loved one that may be on a college campus or out away from home, one of the important things is, if possible, to develop a buddy system and to have a dependable buddy that you trust, and maybe even have walkie-talkies. And if you get separated when an event occurs, that you can communicate to find one another, again, as long as it doesn't draw you back into the threat environment. It would be better with the walkie-talkies if you had plug-in earpieces, because you don't want the walkie-talkie sounding if you're potentially near the threat. The whole point here is being able to recognize a potential threat before it happens, or if you're caught up in that threat, is being able to look around and see an avenue of escape to extract yourself, if possible, from that event. And I have found, in most cases, individuals, just average Joes, in most cases, they don't have initially the skills to do these things, and it takes someone, a loved one, talking to them about it, and kind of what you're looking for and ways to extract and get away, and provide them support, listening to them, in the conversation as you talk to them about staying left of bang. So everyone needs to be having this conversation. When I go out in public to a restaurant or somewhere with Miss Lucy, she automatically knows when we go in a place, if we're going to sit and have a meal, she automatically knows what I'm looking for as far as a table to be seated at, and the view that I'm looking for of possible threats if an event would occur, and a way to get out of a restaurant or wherever we may be at. It becomes a mindset, which is why I wrote the second book, The Mindset. It all becomes a mindset, and it becomes a way of how you do business, how you drive, how you allow yourself to be in environments out in public with large gatherings of people, outside or indoors, things of that nature. Sometimes it's very difficult because of events that we may attend, but we should always be looking to do a quick visual risk assessment and where the threat direction may come from and ways to extract to get away from the threat. So I would encourage everyone to, if you have not considered or taken steps to include this in your daily routine, that you consider doing so. So there's so many things we could talk about in this area, but I don't really want to overload you. I just wanted to get that point out. So anyway, I'll end this video, keep it short. I just wanted to get those points out, and also let you know some of the first releases of the Truth Seeker series should be coming out in the next few days. I will be out of country all next week, so hopefully I can set up these to be dropped with a timer on certain days, so videos still fall until I can get back to recording. So keep the faith, and don't be distracted, and always have hope. Okay. The last 2 weeks have been sad in many ways, but when you look at Charlie's message and Charlie's accomplishments over 31 years of life, hopefully it motivates you when you see everything this young man accomplished in 31 years, and he continually went into the field of battle against opposition, tooled and ready for the discussion, not as a battle, but as a way to communicate with opposition, to open their eyes and their minds. And hopefully we all can do that versus being angry and bitter, to confront those that may have been a part of an ideology that took Charlie away. So keep the faith, keep the spirit, have a blessed day every day. Be thankful for waking up. Be thankful for the air that you breathe. Be thankful for having shelter. Be thankful for having food. Be thankful for having a family. Be thankful for having a God that loves you. And no matter how bad we may have been in the past, or even how bad some may still be, we're all sinners. No one's perfect. And we have a God that loves us and that forgives us. So keep those thoughts in mind, and be cheerful. So don't forget to give thanks, and don't forget to count your blessings. Till next time, Bravo Echo out. Thank you for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. If you are new to Hope for Survival, you can check out our books at our webpage. Book 1, which is Hope for Survival, Getting You Prepared for Disasters, and Book 2, Hope for Survival, The Mindset, are both available for order on the website. We also offer the Hope for Survival football stick, which is a memory stick set up as a digital filing cabinet with files already loaded on there for you to digitally copy items such as deeds, auto transcript for ownership, wills, living wills, loans, banking information, items that if your home burned down or you had some form of a disaster, you could have all your important papers already digitally filed on this stick. All you do is simply drag the digital file into the appropriate preset folder so that you'll have it in the event of a disaster. You have to flee your home in a hurry, or also if you're away from home and you need critical information that's personal. If you have your memory stick with you, you can put it in your computer and pull that information up wherever you may be. Again, you can find these items to order at our website, https www.hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, and I will try to help you out. Again, thanks for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.